Hello YouTubers, it's me Ramon with part 3 of the Blizzard 77 reel-to-reel tape. What I decided to do is just pick up the tape back on the same 8-track reel that it came on. So since I have it already and it's marked Blizzard 77, I just keep the recording on the same 8-track reel. So alright, here we go with part 3.
Okay, we are monitoring the Buffalo Amateur Radio Repeaters Association, and we have told that Sheridan Drive is just a big parking lot. And north of Youngman at 290 is backed up. And again, guys, I remind you, Niagara County is in a state of emergency. If you're on the air or if you're on the road there, you're going to be in violation. It's open for emergency vehicles only. Mike Slepian is downtown, and Michael, I have a feeling that you'll probably be listening, and I wonder if in the next couple of minutes you can come up and give us a report on what the conditions downtown might be through the Buffalo Amateur Radio Repeaters Association. Okay, we'll be monitoring that. All right, let's go to Lou Douglas in WBEN Newsroom.
This is Lou Douglas in the WBEN Newsroom. I hope to be talking to Mayor Stanley Makowski. He has a special announcement. We haven't got the mayor. All right, thank you. The information from the mayor's office is, and we will have the mayor on the phone, is that Mayor Makowski has requested, or rather has received word from Governor Carey that he has requested President Carter to declare Buffalo in a state of emergency and make it available for federal funds. We hope to have Mayor Makowski on the phone. We just received that news in the WBEN Newsroom.
Okay, Lou, thank you so much. Mayor Makowski expecting to have the President of the United States declare Buffalo a state of emergency, and that would make it available for federal funds that would help us with the cleanup after all this takes place. Attention all employees, Harrison Radiator Division, Lockport and Buffalo plants. Due to weather conditions, second and third shifts have been canceled for today, Friday, January 28th. Normal operations will resume on Monday unless employees are otherwise notified. An important message from National Fuel Gas. All residential customers are urged to turn their thermostats back 65 degrees by day, 55 degrees at night. All stores, offices, and commercial buildings must have temperatures of 55 degrees at all times. It is urgent because weather forecasters predict continued sub-zero temperatures through Monday. We must save more gas now to prevent prolonged closings. Set home thermostat 65 degrees by day, 55 degrees at night. Commercial buildings, 55 degrees at all times. We have other cancellations that are continuing to stream in, and I'll get them to you as quickly as I can. Attention Buffalo Evening News readers and carriers. Because of the storm, no home delivery of tonight's edition of the Buffalo Evening News. Repeat, no home delivery of tonight's edition of the Buffalo Evening News. And we'll get to the cancellations right after this.
Whatever machine they were using to make this recording was, I don't know, something was wrong with it because on the other side it was slowing down. On this side it's picking up speed like a chipmunk. You can hear it right there.
The doctors feel that it's taken the place of formula very well.
Neighborhoods today to get an idea. Tiff?
Sherwood Road in Overbrook is lined with beautiful homes and notable residents like Council President George Schwartz and City Representative Al Gaudiosi. Many of their neighbors I dropped in on, like Nora Serpenti,
maybe he was using a battery-operated reel-to-reel machine to record this.
Phone, yapping to one another. Don't do that, because we need the telephone system for communication of important information like ambulances and fire equipment and doctors and whatever. The New York State Thruway from Amsterdam to the Pennsylvania state line. The entire New York State Thruway within the sound of my voice right now is closed. That includes the entire Niagara section. And I imagine it goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway.
Yes, it's coming back to normal little by little.
Bridges are closed. North and South Grand Island bridges are closed. And traffic is limited tonight to emergency vehicles only. If you have gotten home, stay there. If you are still moving around in your car, and you don't think you can make it home, there are some shelters where you can go. And I'll have a list of those for you in just a few minutes. If you are stranded on the Niagara section, be calm, relax. There are people right now who are working their brains out trying to get to you. And they will. Just watch out for carbon monoxide poisoning and for frostbite. And don't get out of your car. Just relax and think about what a great story this will be to tell your grandchildren, and everybody will be okay.
This is your captain speaking. We'd like to welcome you aboard Club 747 with Monday Nights, Oldie Nights, with Big Wheelie and Buddy Ralamate in the booth. Ladies, we offer free boarding passes and you get oldie prices. Tuesday, special disco night with Marty Angelo. Wednesday, music variety night, boogie, bump, disco, and oldies all night. Thursday, disco dance night. Free lessons from Richard and Francine. It's Captain Disco in the booth Thursday through Saturday. Thank you for flying Club 747.
At the Executive, Buffalo's #1 live entertainment capital, the home of the stars. Now appearing Joe Savage. Plus The Road at the Executive, Genesee Street across from the airport. Relax in the 24-hour Plains and Aces coffee shop. Starting next Tuesday, it's The Platters.
Heavenly shades of night are falling. It's twilight time.
Now appearing at the Executive, it's Joe Savage plus The Road. You never know who you're going to meet at the Executive.
Okay, here's an announcement from National Fuel Gas. All residential customers are urged to turn thermostats back to 65 degrees by day and 55 degrees at night. All stores, offices, and commercial buildings must have temperatures at 55 degrees at all times. It is urgent because weather forecasters predict continued sub-zero temperatures through Monday. We must save more gas now to prevent prolonged closings. Set home thermostats at 65 by day and 55 by night. Commercial buildings at 55 degrees at all times. And if you are calling WKBW to cancel a social or civic or organizational activity, don't bother, because we have canceled it for you. All social, organizational, and civic activities are canceled in Western New York.
This afternoon when I went on the air. The whole problem with Niagara County right now is absolute snow. Snowing, blowing, drifting. It's dangerous. We talked about a nurse before that is a registered nurse. And if I can find that out, I'd like to keep these separate if possible. You thumb through there and see if you can find...
Yeah, and whoever was recording this was switching from one radio station to another. You can tell right here.
2918 Macon Avenue. Anyone in that area who may require medical help should give her a call.
Friends, when it comes to cars, dealers come and dealers go. But with customers who know their deal, it's been Freer's for years. Yes, for 46 years, Freer Chevrolet has been the savings and service supremacy dealer.
It's at least a minus 70 degrees outside. Minus 70 when you consider the wind chill factor. Now, the forecast. Blizzard warning continue tonight. Westerly winds 20 to 45, higher gusts. Near zero visibility. Winds diminishing 15 to 30 tomorrow. Bitterly cold, occasional snow flurries tonight. 1 to 3 inches overnight, low 5 to 10. Below zero. Continued cold and windy and occasional snow flurries likely Saturday night and Sunday. Low Saturday night, about 0 to high Saturday near 5. High Sunday, 10 to 15. And again, our temperature stands at minus 1. And it's 5:30 at 93 WBEN. And here's Lou Douglas and the latest headlines.
Buffalo Mayor McCoskey told WBEN News minutes ago that he has requested and the governor has asked the President of the United States to declare Buffalo a disaster area. Erie County would also benefit from such an order if it is issued by President Carter. Buffalo is in the midst of one of its worst winters in history and is now in the grip of blizzard-like conditions which have paralyzed much of the Niagara frontier. The New York State Thruway is now closed from Amsterdam, 30 miles east of Albany, to the Pennsylvania state line. Also closed is the entire Niagara section of the Thruway. Hundreds of motorists have been forced to abandon their automobiles throughout the area and seek emergency shelter. All roadways in Niagara County have been declared in a state of emergency. The chief county law enforcement officer, James Ferry, said that vehicles will be in violation of state law. Only emergency vehicles will be permitted until the lifting of the emergency sometime in the next 36 hours. 22 persons are missing following a flash fire which swept an old hotel on the Minnesota-North Dakota border this morning. The blaze was fed by 45-mile-an-hour winds with a temperature at 25 degrees below zero. A major blizzard is raging across the lower Great Lakes with winds of up to 75 miles an hour blowing snow and reducing visibility to near zero. Emergencies have been declared in several southwestern lower Michigan counties. Frigid air is continuing to rush into Ohio. The combined effect of the Arctic temperatures and the strong winds produced wind chill factors between 40 and 60 degrees below zero across the region. The index dropped to 70 below across the upper Mississippi Valley and the northern plains. Schools and businesses have been urged to close, and in Chicago alone, 500,000 children stayed home from school. Freddie Prinz was on the operating table for 2 hours today after shooting himself in the head. A spokesman at UCLA Medical Center said the hospital switchboard was jammed with phone calls from well-wishers shortly after the comedian's condition was announced, and that cards and flowers are pouring into that hospital. And repeating, Buffalo Mayor Stanley Mikowski told WBEN News that Governor Hugh Carey is requesting President Carter to declare Buffalo and Erie County a major disaster area. The mayor said that such a disaster declaration would provide federal funds for the area for a snow cleanup. Those are top stories. We'll have further details. This is Lou Douglas.
All right, we're moving right along as best we can. Let me start passing some of these things along to you so that we can kind of catch up. All right, we have a bloodmobile on a blood run to Mercy Hospital, disabled at South Park Avenue and Hamburg Street. Now we are taking these things as they come and as they show some priority. Although the University of Buffalo Law School is closed, the Marine Bar Review course will be held on schedule at 6 p.m. at the law school. You've got to be kidding me. Well, I guess that's what they're going to do. All right, Skagway District Scout Dinner Dance at the Townhouse Restaurant scheduled for tomorrow night is canceled until further notice. The William Hanger Company offering sanctuary for downtown stranded persons who need shelter and food. We had that a little while ago. They expect to be open all night, and they will be closed Saturday and Sunday, but hopefully they will reopen Monday at the regular time. Hinwood Restaurant, open for stranded motorists. Have some coffee. That's at Elmwood and Hinman. Both Petrie stores, 378 Delaware and Main near Harlem, will be closed on Saturday. If you're stranded on Grand Island, we have a number of private homes that have opened their doors to extend a welcome to you. 1121 Baseline between Love Road and Gerald. There's food, lodging, and sleeping accommodations. And just drop in. Private home to stranded individuals at 125 Richmond Avenue near.
All right, I'm going to stop it here because I'm getting to the time limit of my memory card. So, all right, stay tuned for part 4, and finally we'll put an end to this tape. All right, stay tuned to part 4. This is Ramon.